Welcome back, this is CerealSnax, and today I'm looking at a game called Airmech. You can see they've got the Moon Festival going on, there's all kinds of stuff in this game. What is Airmech, you might ask? Airmech is sort of a MOBA, sort of an action RTS. It kind of reminds me of League of Legends or Dota, but it's really not in many ways. It is kind of like Tower Wars in the sense that you spawn your own units, and you get to choose when you want to spawn those units and what type of unit you want to spawn. What I'm going to do is show you the game itself. Before I do that, I'm actually going to go through the menus and kind of the free-to-play model that they've got and show you what you can purchase, how the game is played and all that. If you want to skip this part and just get right to the game, then I'm going to put an annotation on the screen. You'll probably see it right now, and you can click on it and skip that stuff. But if not, stick with me, and I'll show you some of the things that are going on in this game. It's free to play. You can actually just go to airmech.com and start playing it right away. On Steam, it's a little bit confusing because it says it's $30. And I think they just haven't gotten to the point where it's actually considered to be part of Steam. So like right now, the $30 is actually the beta bundle I think that I'm looking at right now. And that's, you know, you get a bunch of stuff for that. Most of it is cosmetic, I think. It seems like to me. It doesn't seem like it's really required to buy a lot of stuff. Much like Super Monday Night Combat and Dota and those games, you don't necessarily need to spend a ton of money to play, or any money at all if you don't want to. It doesn't seem like a pay-to-win game to me. So anyway, let's look at it. You can see my progress here, and I can actually redeem kudos points, which allow you to buy other mechs. And I'm just going to redeem that because I've won a few things. I haven't played a whole lot. There are some really neat things on here that I really like, and that's the statistics showing you all the stuff that you've done in the game. Of course, a lot of games have this, but I really like what they make it very, detailed. Of course, your achievements, and the more players you refer, the more kudos points you get. So, if you do play this, be sure to go in there and refer CerealSnax, and you'll give me some kudos points, and that'll help, of course, for me, but no biggie. Social info, you can do all this stuff. You get points for liking them on Facebook, checking them out on YouTube, doing all kinds of different things. So there's all kinds of stuff on that. There's matchmaking, which allows you to join a game, and we'll show you that in a second. My army is really what you have got and unlocked. Right now, I've just got the basic Airmech, and you can actually unlock a bunch of different Airmechs, and they don't seem like they do much different. There's a few that are a little different, like the choppers and stuff, but it's a decrease in one stat in favor of an increase in another. I think that they're all pretty equivalent. You can unlock these with gems, and gems you can purchase in the store. The other cool thing is that you can actually just pay money for them. So I like that. $3.50, you can unlock this Black Ops bomber, and that's just a cosmetic skin from what I can tell. So you can see the stats don't really change between the two at all. So actually the time to build is actually more, the speed is a little less actually. It's actually got, the Black Ops bomber actually has fewer stats. I don't understand that completely. But anyways, this is a first impression, so I'm just kind of giving you my first look. You can buy that stuff. The other thing you can do, of course, is go into the store. And since this is a free-to-play game, you don't actually have to pay to play. But you can buy these bundles, and they have all kinds of stuff in them. The beta bundle, like I said, is $30, and you get all of this stuff in there. Now, the only problem I have with it sometimes is these XP boosts. And you can actually see this on the next screen. XP boosts are dangerous because that puts you in a higher level category, which then you have to compete with people of a higher level. Super Monday Night Combat had the same kind of thing going on for it. Now the kudos boosts are kind of nice because the more kudos you have, the more stuff you can buy. You can see I have 2,000 kudos. I'll have to look and see what I can buy with that. And then of course here's the diamonds that you can buy, codes you can redeem. Here's my referral code and all that stuff. So anyway, so actually, let's see. If I go to, this is where you can type in CerealSnax and do that. So let's see here. I think that's about it for the purchasing of the stuff. The loadout that they have is pretty good. You start out with all these vehicles, and I'll talk more about the game as I'm playing. But you can spawn these different types of vehicles, and I tend to work mostly with tanks and soldiers, but there's a lot of other stuff. I do turrets as well. I like this turret. It's a very nice turret. You can actually choose a different turret. I don't have any unlocked, unfortunately, but you can do that. But the basic turret is really pretty good. The other thing I like is this pilot option, and right now I can't choose a pilot because I'm not high enough level. But some of the ones that they unlock are really neat, and you can't see them all here, but there's actually more pilots that unlock that are Penny Arcade related and that sort of thing. So there's all kinds of stuff that's related in this game. You can see that Husky, he's a YouTuber, has got his own pilot picture because he really played a lot of Airmech and really aired it early on, so they kind of rewarded him with that. And so did the other YouTuber, Chimney Swift. So those two people have actually got their own pilot pictures in the game. So that said, let us load up the game and I will talk about the game. I am by no means an expert. This is my first impression, so I'll show you what I know about it and we will go from there. So what I like to do is click on matchmaking and then you get paired up with another person, and so it's 2-on-2. There's also a mode you can play where it's a ton of different people, but I'm just going to show the 2-on-2 for this video. So we just click go and we are on our way. Okay, so hopefully we'll get somebody quickly here. Ah, there we go. Fireball 411, and wow, this person actually has the Husky pilot badge, which means they've unlocked something or paid the money, but it looks like they're actually level 10. I'm only level 3. I'm going to be following their lead because they apparently know more than I do about how to play this thing, so I'm going to go in with no pilot or anything, and we're going to do this. So they're jiggling the bits. Please wait for a while. Hold on while we jiggle the bits. And this is, I don't know if I mentioned that this is an indie company that made this, and I like supporting the indie companies, especially when they've done a game that really seems like it's pretty quality. This game has picked up a huge following pretty quickly. Okay, so now we have like the pre-game stuff, and you can actually queue up vehicles here. I'm going to queue up some tanks, and I'm just going to kind of carry them around. Now you can drop these tanks off near enemy bases, and the goal is to really take over these bases. You can see that we have a number of them. Our main fortress needs to be destroyed for the other team to win. I can't go through this invisible shield type thing, but I can see how I'm kind of scraping along it here. Okay, I can put the tank anywhere I want, and I can direct it. There's a little, you can direct like what they want to do. Before you drop them, you can choose whether you want them to attack, hold position, or just go and search out enemies. Get some soldiers. Now soldiers can capture other teams' fortresses. So if the other team doesn't have turrets down at their fortress, or it doesn't have, you know, any kind of defense, it's always nice to throw down soldiers, and they'll run inside the fortresses and capture them, and usually need 4 soldiers, it seems like, to capture a fortress from what I've seen. So let's see, I'm gonna, oh yeah, see now there are some NPC type, this fortress is uncaptured at this point in time, and you can see the red vehicle that is down there. And of course, true to its name, Airmech, I can actually switch from a plane type form to a mech type form. Here I'm dropping my tanks near this NPC base. So it's, I guess, a neutral base, you call it. And then the other thing it does is it spawns out, creeps spawn out of your base as well. And if you haven't played Dota or any kind of mobile game, creeps are just like these randomly, no, not random, but they're basically groups of soldiers or troopers or whatever that your team sends out at a given pattern or cycle, and you can see mine are walking out of the base here. So let's see what's going on here. So we captured this one. Looks like Fireball 411's been hard at work. Got a couple tanks here. My tanks are here as well. Now you can see that you can put turrets down at these bases, and we haven't done that yet. It does cost money, so if you can hold your defenses without putting down turrets early on, that might be a smart thing to do. So we're just kind of defending. You can see on the mini-map on the bottom left, the blue is us, obviously, and we've already captured that center position, so that's nice. Doing pretty well. There's Night Reaper. Now, like other games like this, you don't want to really engage the other players unless they're really low on health, because if you die, there's a time of respawn, and of course that time of respawn can really hamper your efforts into what you're doing. Plus, you're more or less feeding the other team. You know, you level up in this game just like you level up in those other types of games, and when you level up, you get extra skills. I think I'm going to level up here once I destroy this. Nope, maybe not. Okay. Now, you can see that as you hover over your fortresses, you actually heal up very rapidly. Okay, level 2. So now I can pick something, and I'm going to go with this second ability, which actually allows me to have a sword and a shield. Very, very powerful against other mechs when they're in robot form. Looks like they took our base here in the middle. I didn't intend that to happen, but it's not too good, although we still have a lot of tanks here, so it's really going to be hard for them to hold this, I think, if we just keep pushing them. So this cool breeze guy is trying to go after me. I need to go back and heal. Like I said, you don't want to die as much as you can help it. I mean, that's true of any game, I guess, but this game, it really does have quite a penalty in terms of your time and really helping them out. I'm going to build a couple more tanks here. I really need to get into building the turret type game. Maybe when I retake this base, I'll build some turrets, and that way we can have a defensive base without having to worry about anything else. Looks like my friend Fireball is actually in the bottom left, causing them all kinds of havoc down near their base. So I'll let that person do what they're gonna do. Let's see here. We're doing actually pretty well here. We're out leveling our opponents and destroying all their little creep guys that are coming at us. I think what else? So, you know, like I said, you can see that when you're in mech form, you can actually shoot things on the ground. When you're in jet form, you can't do a whole lot except shoot other players that are in the air until you get upgrades and that sort of thing. So, let's see. May have to... Night Reaper says be right back. I don't know why he's leaving the game. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see here. If we can just... Oh, see, Cool Breeze is pretty weak here. I can take this base over. I'm going to drop... Oops. Looks like our game is lagging a little bit. Now, this game is still in beta, so you'll see issues like this sometimes where that was him leaving the game, I guess, that kind of froze it up there. So now, this is going to be an interesting game because it's two of us against one of them. It's kind of just a matter of time now. This guy's all by himself. Now, you can see the little blue light on his base right there. I actually got a soldier in there, and they got leveled up. So you need 3 more soldiers, and then you can take over a fortress. So let's see if I can get another one in there in a second here. Take out some of this stuff here. Oh, the guy said he left, but he's right there. Maybe it's an AI at this point, probably. Took out Cool Breeze, who's still human. This Kite Reaper, I'm guessing, is now played by the computer. He's got a little star by his name, which means he's taking risks that he shouldn't be taking. See if I can beat on him here with my sword. So from a first impressions point of view, I'm very impressed with what they've done with this game. They've really... the graphics are nice. They're like kind of a cartoony kind of style. It's, you know, it's reminiscent of older type games. It's not like a crisp, realistic style like StarCraft. You know what it really reminds me of is those 1941 type games that we used to play in the arcades back in the day where there's a little jet flying over the landscape. It totally reminds me of that, except of course with mechs. So how can you go wrong, right? Take off my little... Here, I'm dropping some more soldiers in here. I'm gonna try to take over this fortress, make it mine. Oh yeah. So now, let's see here. I can actually throw down turrets at that base. So let's kind of clean up some of the mess in this back part of the base here. My other player, you can see in the minimap, is actually still harassing them at their front gates, basically, while I'm just messing around back here showing you guys how to play this game and giving you the basics. Let's go. Nope. There's Cool Breeze again, doing all he can. Oh, see, you can see his 2 soldiers got in the base, so he's got 2 red lights on the top that show that he's taking over. I need to get that back. And actually, I wonder if I can even... I'm not even sure if I can buy turrets. Oh, level 4, yay! So yeah, we're continuously out leveling them. You can see we're Fireball, and if you look at the top left and the top right where our name tags are, you can see we're both level 4, they're level 3. And like other games of this type, once you out level your opponents, you really start to take the lead quickly. I'm gonna build some turrets here and just prevent this from happening anymore. So this is cool. So you can put these turrets on these powered generator type things. Build another one, and this makes it... Once you have 2 turrets on here, it becomes very defensible and at least gives you the time to come back, but many times it prevents the creep from even doing anything to your fortress. That you don't have to stick around, really. There we go. That was a lot of money, but I think it's worth it in the end. So let's go over here. Ooh, it looks like Fireball has been building up multiple tanks. So let us... I mean, at some point, I think at this point we probably could send all the tanks to their base and win, but I'm not sure what Fireball's really got planning. That's probably the one downside to this game. I'm assuming there's a chat thing, and I haven't really messed around with it much. But unless you're playing with this over Skype, talking or TeamSpeak or whatever, the chat is always kind of clumsy. You know, it's really hard to strategize with somebody you don't even know in a random match. So one thing that makes this game better probably is having a friend that can then join you and play together. You probably could be a lot more successful, although we're doing okay. Although, like I said, I think we're fighting against one real person and one computer person that's not really that good. So let's go over here. I'm going to drop some more soldiers and try to take this base out too. Poor Cool Breeze over here has got his hands full, and there's no way, I don't think that he's going to be able to do much to us at this point in time. The other game mode that I'm not showing, I guess, is the kind of like the... I think it's like almost 3-on-3, which gets a little bit more hectic 2-on-2 is a little bit more, there's a little bit more strategy, and it's on a different kind of playing field, it seems like to me. The 3-on-3, there is a lot more NPC type stuff, a lot more creep that is not really belonging to either team. And I think in many ways that particular mode is a little bit more engaging in that respect. The reason I'm showing this mode is because I played that mode and it was so hectic and so crazy that it wasn't really giving me a good opportunity to show you how the game actually operates. It was a little more fast-paced, and actually the game I was in lasted like 2 minutes. So I mean, I could show a bunch of those little games, but I opted to show you guys this because I think it gives you a better idea of what the game is really all about. Plus, I'm guessing that a lot of people that play this game will want to play with just one of their friends. That, you know, the two of you can team up and do really well, almost like an arena type style. I'm level 5 now, and so is Fireball, of course. Kite Reaper, the NPC, is not helping his partner Cool Breeze, who is probably still human in some respects. Who knows? I mean, we could be playing 2 bots for all I know, but I doubt it. So, poor guy. Okay. So what else? So, okay, so basically, you can see we're getting all these turrets down. Now, the big thing is to push on this fortress. So this is the only fortress down here in the bottom right that you cannot just take over by sending troops into. You actually have to destroy it. Now, these guys, Kite Reaper and Cool Breeze, haven't even thrown down turrets at their main base yet, which I think is a big mistake. They really need to have more defenses there. At this point, I'm going to start actually sending in tanks, regardless of what Fireball is up to, because we could just win this game and end this right now and not delay the inevitable for these poor guys. So, heck, for all I know, Fireball is a computer. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to drop some tanks. Now, what I'm going to do actually is order these tanks to attack here once I get a couple, because it's silly for us to just keep doing this. I mean, I guess we're like just farming them at this point, more or less. What's Fireball doing here? Just flying around, doing her thing, or his thing, or whatever it is. Alright, I'm gonna put a tank down there. Let's just see here. Look, we've already got, at this point, we're like standing on their doorstep. I'm gonna pick up a tank, and I'm gonna order it. You can order it to attack enemy. So you got multiple things: patrol, attack, or follow other tanks. So I'm just gonna do the attack command. They're gonna just roll automatically directly into the base. Pick a bunch of these up. So this is what I was talking about, how you can order your units to do what you want them to do. So I'm gonna send them in here. Now see, this is now, they don't have a chance here. See, we should have done this a long time ago. I probably delayed the inevitable, but like I said, I wanted to show you guys how this all worked. So I'm gonna add my own bullets to this. Cool Breeze is in here. Not much Cool Breeze can do at this point in time. Shame, really. Here comes Kite Reaper. Take care of them. Now we probably shouldn't see them for a few seconds at least, because when they die, you know, they've got a time limit till they come back. So I think it's pretty much done at this point. I'm gonna call that a victory. Hope you guys enjoyed my quick first impressions of Airmech. I'm pretty impressed with it. I think it's a pretty cool game. Cool, free-to-play, indie game. And that's all there is to it. We won. So, probably not a good showing of, like, competitiveness, since the other team had some issues. But at least you got an idea of how it is played. So, hope you liked. If you did, please click like. And thanks for joining me.